Chapter 1. The Thundering Legion. Take a look at the modern Christian experience. For most of us in the West, the greatest threat to our faith is distraction, a busy schedule, a comfortable life. We sing songs about surrender in climate-controlled rooms, safe from any real danger.
But what happens when faith costs everything?
To answer that, we have to travel back to the year 320 AD. The place is Sebaste, in modern-day Turkey. The Roman Empire is divided, and Emperor Licinius has turned against the Christians in the East. He demands absolute loyalty, and loyalty in Rome means sacrificing to the gods.
And this included the military?
It was a strict order for the military, and the men stationed at Sebaste weren't just any soldiers. They were the Legio XII Fulminata, the Thundering Legion, elite, battle-hardened. They had survived brutal campaigns, fighting shoulder to shoulder. They were brothers in arms. But when the imperial decree reached their camp, 40 of these seasoned veterans stepped forward and refused to offer incense to the emperor. Their greatest battle was about to begin. Chapter 2. The Ultimatum.
The Roman governor must have been shocked.
Governor Agricola was stunned. These were his best men. He didn't want to kill them. He needed them for the coming wars. He tried everything: bribery, promotions, threats of torture. You are fools. You have survived the bloodiest battlefields only to throw your lives away for a dead carpenter? Offer the incense. Keep your ranks. Keep your lives. We have fought for the emperor, and we have bled for Rome, but our souls belong to Christ. You can take our armor, you can take our lives, but you cannot take our king. The defiance was absolute. Agricola was enraged. Roman military discipline was built on absolute obedience. Rebellion was a disease that had to be eradicated immediately.
What was their punishment?
Agricola wanted to break them, not just kill them. He devised a psychological and physical torture so agonizing that he was certain they would crack. He ordered them to be stripped naked and marched onto a frozen pond in the dead of winter. Chapter 3. The Freezing Lake. The wind howled across the ice of Sebaste. 40 men, stripped of the armor that had protected them in battle, stood shivering in the biting cold.
A notoriously cruel way to die.
Freezing to death is not a quick end. The body slowly shuts down, the pain is agonizing, and the mind starts to play tricks on you. Every minute feels like an eternity. But these men were soldiers. They knew how to hold a line. They huddled together, using their combined body heat to survive the night. And as the darkness closed in, they began to pray. Lord, 40 wrestlers have entered the arena. Let 40 wrestlers receive the crown of victory. Do not let even one be missing from the sacred number. Their voices echoed across the ice, a haunting chorus of faith in the face of agonizing pain. They were fighting their final battle, not with swords, but with endurance. Chapter 4. The Warm Bath.
But the cold wasn't Agricola's only weapon.
Exactly. He knew that the human will is fragile when relief is just out of reach. So, on the shore of the frozen lake, he set up a roaring fire and a warm bath. The steam from the bath drifted over the ice, a cruel visual reminder of exactly what they were giving up. The guards shouted to them through the darkness. The bath is ready, the fire is warm, just say the words, just burn the incense and you can step out of the cold.
Ultimate psychological warfare.
At any moment, any one of them could end the suffering. No guards were holding them back. The only thing keeping them on the ice was their invisible faith. As the night dragged on, the cold became unbearable. Muscles locked, skin turned black with frostbite. The line held until, finally, it broke. Chapter 5. The Crowns of Glory. One soldier could take it no longer. Driven mad by the freezing wind and the sight of the steam, he broke from the huddle and ran toward the shore. He threw himself into the warm bath, abandoning his brothers and his faith.
A devastating blow to the rest.
It must have been agonizing for the remaining 39 to watch a brother give up. And tragically, the shock of the boiling water on his frozen body killed the defector almost instantly. But God was not finished. Standing on the shore, was a Roman guard named Aglaeus. As he watched the defector die, he looked back out over the ice, and according to the historical accounts, his eyes were opened to the spiritual realm.
I saw the heavens tear open. 39 radiant crowns descended from the sky, hovering over the heads of the men on the ice. But there was a 40th crown, suspended, waiting.
In that moment, Aglaeus knew the truth. He threw off his heavy Roman cloak, stripped off his armor, and ran out onto the ice.
I am a Christian.
He took the place of the fallen soldier. The number was restored. 40 wrestlers had entered the arena, and 40 wrestlers would receive the crown. Chapter 6, The Legacy.
By morning, it was over.
The 40 soldiers of Sebaste had frozen to death, their bodies locked together in a final embrace. They had won their battle. The Roman Empire thought they were making an example of these men. Instead, they immortalized them. The story of the 40 martyrs spread like wildfire through the early church, inspiring thousands to stand firm in the face of persecution.
They didn't just die as individuals, they died as a unit.
That staggering brotherhood brings us back to our own lives. We aren't being marched onto frozen lakes, but we are called to the same unwavering devotion. We are called to value Christ above our comfort, above our careers, and above our very lives. The 40 soldiers of Sebaste held the line. The question is, when the pressure comes, when the culture demands your allegiance, will you hold yours?